champions.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Celtic Rumours TV, a Bawz and Bovril podcast, episode number 161. And myself, Mark, and Big Jerry. Evening, Jerry, bud.
How we doing, Marco? You okay?
I'm all good. How are you?
Living the dream, my man. Living the dream.
That's all you ever see when I ask you that. You've got some life, mate.
Still top of the league, mate. So what we have to be moan about?
Jerry, big Campsie boy for our forum at www.celticrumours.co.uk. Everybody's more than welcome to come out there and join in. There's a lot of new names that I think have come out for YouTube, so everybody's more than welcome out there as well. And the link to everything's in the description box below through our link to our forum, our podcast, our Twitter. Don't really do much on Twitter, to be honest. Do a few shout outs. First one, the night's got to be for Mikey. Big massive congratulations to Mikey and his missus Donna. That's them expecting a second wee baby at the end of August this year. So that's another a wee brother or sister for Mikey Jr. So massive congratulations to Mikey and Donna. It's really great news, and I know it's had a wee bit of a tough time. So that's a kind of cherry on the cake for them to get that news confirmed today. Everything's all right, and for the certain scan dates, I'm not really up to that. I'll shut up about that when I get somewhere. I don't really know what I'm talking about. Shout out to Paul, Tim, Aloy, Richie, a Glasgow Green, Malika. That's all I can think of off the top of my head now. Have we got Bobby? Do you know what I mean? Bobby, and I thought the podcast was even up and running, see, because I had to change the time for it, didn't I, Jerry? Bobby was in at 4:37 to remind folk to smash the like button on arrival.
Aye, some man.
The mod for God, so he is. Aidan Nicholson, nice to see you, mate. John Coyle, it was nice to see you in, mate. Kev, Terence is on Boston. He was at a Boston Bruins ice hockey match. Me and Paul were looking at the picture, and somebody's put a cardboard cutout of that. Is it Taylor Swift she's called?
Aye.
The picture that Terence sent us, him sitting at this Boston Bruins game, it looks as if he's sitting with Taylor Swift.
Aye. When did we sit there for long?
I said, Terence, I hope you're bringing that home. If you're bringing that back home, send it out to Jerry. If I say trip back home in that, Terence anyway, he misses Terry love as well. Evening, Grot Bags. Evening, Brian, nice to see you. Plunge McNugget, great to see you again, buddy. Northampton, Tim, thanks for coming in. Peter Boyle, hail for us. Peter Boyle, did you used to stay in Hamilton by any chance, Peter? I know a guy called Peter Boyle that went away to Australia a few years back now. Pulse Boy, nice to see you, mate. Liam, Dr. Strangelove, Bobby 1962.
I've got a better set than Taylor Swift anyway.
It's going to take me long. We're getting that many people in these days. It's going to take me longer doing the shout-outs than it's going to be for the doing the actual show. Mark, nice to see you.
That's good. Good stuff.
Rod Patel, nice to see you again. Rod, always thanks for coming in. No bother, Mikey, mate. You're more than welcome for that, bud. Well, I think last night's result with the A1s, I think that's maybe settled a lot of Celtics fans' nerves about how it's going to go the rest of the season. What do you think, Jerry?
Aye, I mean, it's, I said it to you yesterday, mate. I had a gut feeling. I thought it was going to be about 3-0 in the last kick of the ball, and then Ross County would score to make so they'd make a rip roll arse it. They can't do big games. I tell you, yesterday I get lumbered by a group of the dark side, and unfortunately I was only only one of our persuasion there. And some of the results they were coming away with, 3-0 to 7-1, they were all super confident they were going to go out and run right with this team. And there was a lot of our fans as well thinking the same. Some of them secretly hoping so they could turn around and say, I told you so. But I'm more than confident now that we're getting players back. We've maybe had a wee bit of a sticky patch, and we'll go on and we'll get the motor away. I don't care what MD says. We've got a better squad and a better manager than them. So there's absolutely no reason to hold us back in this league. So no, I'm confident, mate. I'm confident. Who cares? I know they've got some games. They're playing a couple of times before us, and it's going to go neck and neck. But nah, their bottle will go. They're going to crash, mate. Don't worry about them.
Even in San Francisco, nice to see you. Celt 88 as well. Thanks very much for coming in. I think here, I just think they're right. I mean, a few weeks back, there was a lot of Celtic supporters for expect, but they were all saying, games in hand, and stuff like that. And I mean, the result last night, the way I'm looking at it is it's ours to lose again.
Aye.
And if we win every single game between now and the end of the season, we'll win the league. That's
it, exactly. It's 14 cup finals we've got. So it's still all in our hands. We're near enough at full strength. Vickers is coming back. Taylor's coming back. Hatate, you're as well saying that's him done for the season. So after they two come back, we're near enough back to full strength. I think Home, was he in the squad the last game? Is he back?
Aye, I'm sure he was. So, Home was in the bench, wasn't he?
Aye, and then Iwata's coming back. So I think we're near enough back to full strength. So there's nothing stopping us going now. The Christmas period was always going to be a worry with the kind of Asian Cup and all the rest of it. Then we get Taylor injured, Vickers. So hopefully we're getting over that, mate. And that's us. We can just get a head down and motor. You're going to have sticky patches in the season. Unfortunately, they had theirs at the start. They're a poor team. We're a poor. Well, we're not the greatest, but we're better than them, mate. We're better than them, and we'll be fine. So no, here's hoping. Hard game, and this is a hard game for us. Well, hard-ish game on Saturday, but we're more than capable of doing it, and I think we're going to. I really do think we're going to do it. Hopefully, I'm not get egg in my face, mate, but that's my gut feeling. I think it's your positivity and Brian rubbing off on us.
Where Brian's saying still like your positivity, Jerry. Keep taking vitamins and peppermint tea.
Aye. Well, no.
San Francisco, am I the only one that doesn't want Taylor back?
Well, I was with San Fran before the last few games, but no, we definitely need him back in the squad. I wouldn't start him straight away on Saturday. I'd give Bernabe the benefit of the doubt now, but then I don't know. It's what you want. Taylor's better defensively than Bernabe. Sad to say, but Bernabe's got a good eye for a pass. He's quite good at threading some of the balls through. But Taylor and Maida have got a good working relationship on that left hand side. And I thought you were finished.
No, I thought you were finished. On you go.
I was just going to say I'm going to try and judge it on when we play them, because they're the two games that we really need to win. And can we trust Bernabe at left back playing against them at Mordor? I don't think so. I think we'll be better off with Taylor there.
Just for this coming game at the weekend, I don't think Bernabe's done anything wrong that he deserves to be dropped just because Taylor's fit again.
No, if
I'm always championing for Taylor, but I think Dr. Strangelove, what he's saying there, I'm quite agree with that. I want to see what the new Bernabe is playing a bit better.
Yeah,
looking a wee bit more settled. And with Greg Taylor back, maybe it'll be a wee battle for who's fighting for that position. And it could, do you know what I mean? That could work in Celtic's favour. I mean, I don't, again, unless Bernabe is a wonder next few months, which I don't really see happening, although I would like to see it happening for the boy, but unless that's going to be like a pure wonder freak for a couple of months, he's going to be moved on in the summer, isn't he?
Aye, the writing's on the wall for him, mate.
Do you know what I mean, sir? But between now and the end of May, whenever the league finishes, that's plenty of time to have two half-decent left backs fighting out. They're fighting out. Do you know what I mean? If there's a slip up for one, there's somebody ready to come straight back in.
It's a great problem to have, and it's the way it should be. We shouldn't just have one player that can only play that position, and that's it. We should have been having competition for places to keep people on their toes. So hopefully it spurs Bernabeu on, but it also raises Taylor's game as well. So we'll wait and see. But as I say, no, I would start with Bernabeu on Saturday, and then see how he gets on, and then give Taylor some game time. Hopefully, when we're 3 or 4-0 up after an hour.
Evening, CJ. Thanks for coming in, mate.
Aye.
I've not heard anything about how Hatate's coming along.
I mean, I'm writing him off, because if he's out for any more length of time, and then you're going to try and get him back up to match speed, I would just write him off. I thought it would be another 6-8 weeks away anyway, but I'm only guessing. I've not heard anything for definite.
It's an odd one, isn't it, with Hatate? I mean, we know what he can do on the park and that, but he's just, this season especially, he's just not been on the park enough to do it.
Doesn't matter. He could be Ronaldinho, but if he's no fit and no able to play, it makes no odds to us. We need him on the pitch performing, and if he's on that treatment table, he's not used to us at all. So it's somebody had said on the forum that they'd heard that he'd done his calf worse than before. He'd actually done both. They thought he'd strained both of them.
I read that on the forum as well, but I don't know if it's how true it is or that.
Aye, it'd be unusual to do too. However, with the luck we've had and the luck that boy's had with calves, it wouldn't surprise me.
I've seen a few of the lads in the live chat are saying we don't think they'll see Hatate again this season.
No.
Which I mean, we want to see him on the park. Obviously, we want to get his League One, but maybe for him being here next season, that's a quote word on good thing for us. Do you know what I mean?
Aye, okay. Next season's next season. We'll worry about that, but I know what you're saying. You're wanting them all back so you can have a right good pre-season. But this is our bread and butter now. This is where we've got 14 cup finals. The league's our priority. The cup games, fair dues. But I would hand them. Somebody said to me now, they're going to win the 2 cups, but you're winning the league. Aye, I'd take that every August. I would take that. No, trebles are nice, but league's our priority, and leagues are what we want to win. I'd hand them the cups every season if we were going to be getting the league.
Well, see, that's the thing. I keep saying this and that. See, the League Cup. The League Cup's just, I mean, for the actual money that you see, probably the actual money you get for winning it, it probably doesn't even cover the costs of the players' wages for playing the games.
Aye, no,
you know what I mean? But the thing about it is, see, in Scotland, it's a case of if we don't win it, they're going to win it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get what I mean? You're kind of giving them the best chance of winning it, and that's one of the things that's kind of why you still want to win the cups. I mean, see if Celtic win the league every year and they win, say, Aberdeen were winning the Scottish Cup and Hibs were winning the League Cup and stuff like that, I'd even give them the odd one, but I wouldn't want it to get to a position like they were consistently winning the cups and we were just consistently winning the league. We want to start racking up the cups as well. Do you know what I mean?
As I say, aye, the cups are fantastic. Don't get me wrong; it's a great day out, and it's brilliant winning trebles and doubles. But you get nowhere for winning the cups. It's the league that you're wanting to win and try and you're not getting massive amounts of money. But hey, it gives you a right good summer, and then if the way things are now, you're straight into that Champions League. So we need to be in there, mate. We need as much money and all the rest of it as we can to keep driving. We'll hopefully drive the club forward, because if any of the rumours are true, then hopefully we're maybe taking a wee step in the right direction.
What do you think about this with Mark Lawwell? Hold on 2 seconds. Well done, Dave. I bet Scott Brown's still on the moon as well, mate.
What's that?
Aidan met Scott Brown last week.
Aye, superb. Aye.
Is that who it is in your picture? I can't really make it out.
Aye, it is. Aye, superb. He's some man. Good to meet him. But aye, I don't know, mate. I was hoping there was no smoke without fire. I was hoping there was something in it. And the person it's originated from is apparently normally quite accurate. I think it came from Kerrydale Street.
Aye, it came from Kerrydale Street, aye.
And apparently they're normally quite accurate with with their posts. So I'm hoping. I mean, I think one of the posts had said the guy was actually working his notice between now and the end of the season. So there wouldn't be a need. Like, I know a lot of rumours were going about yesterday saying it was getting the bump yesterday, but you never know. Maybe the guy is working his notice. So we no need to tell us right now if he was.
Would there be any need to tell us? Do you know what I mean? Is it just going to be an announcement that he's left the building, kind of thing? Even Willie P.
I think they'll hold off until they see what happens with this league. I think I don't know if they'll maybe try and soften the blow if we get any bad results with that.
I mean, you wonder, is it going to be a like-for-like replacement? Just another weird job title that without actually getting a proper director of football in. I know I sound like a broken record going about director of football, but for me that's got to be, if you're getting rid of Mark Lawwell, and a lot of people maybe have touched on it. And, I mean, I know a few people have said that it's Mark Lawwell, Michael Nicholson had one kind of, they'd one look at things, and then the older guys had another kind of look at the way they wanted the club to go. But has this maybe been a kind of battle between maybe Brendan Rodgers and Mark Lawwell, and who we want to be signing, the type of players that we should be looking at and stuff like that?
Quite possible. There's something definitely stinks about the whole situation. There's no way that everything's rosy in that back room, because with some of the stuff that Rodgers has come out with from the minute he's got here to now, none of it's making sense at all. You don't know what to believe. And as we've touched on, or we've been over umpteen times, I genuinely don't think he's came here to win this league or to try and appease the fans, make up for what he done the last time. There's no way, with the greatest disrespect to him, we all know he's got an ego. But I just don't think he's going to come here to win leagues. I think he's came here to try or he's been promised that he would be getting the money to do something in Europe, and they've maybe been looking at it and thinking, well, over the next couple of seasons, we could be straight into this Champions League. We could afford to back him more than we have, and with some of the money that we've got in the bank as well, we could make a right go. I mean, we're not looking for. We're not going to win it. We're never going to win it. But if you can maybe get out of that group and get into the next round or whatever, it's a massive step up from what we have. I mean, it's been how many years since we've won a knockout game in that? Do you know what I mean? It's ridiculous. So it's the only way. That's the only way we can judge our success. Winning the league's brilliant, and that's what we want. It's our bread and butter. But to attract a higher caliber a player and all the rest of it, they'll be judging on how you do in the Champions League or in Europe, and we've not really set the head on fire. Just
that would plunge there for you. That the rumour was we were supposed to be getting 2007 tickets for Ibrox, but was it no that did they know? Was that not what they offered us? I knew there was no any chance of Celtic taking that, but I thought I read somewhere that's what they made that kind of offer.
Aye, I think so. I think I had read that as well. That's what they're offering. But no, I think
2 seconds, Jerry Bud. Evening, Gary Brown. Nice to see you, mate. I think that's a new name. Daniel McAlpine. Good to see you, buddy. John Fitzsimmons. Thanks very much for coming in again, John.
Hi, John. I know you're right. That's what I had read they'd offered, but a lot of boys were saying no, it was either the 8,000 or nada. But they'll be hoping to get the tickets with the way the league's gone. They'll be hoping to get as many fans as they can possibly get in for the return game towards the end of the season with the split. They'll be wanting, or they're nearer the split. They'll be looking for to try and get as many fans as they can in our stadium.
Maybe trying to do a bit of bargaining. Do you know what I mean? So, we'll give you 2,700 for the next game at Ibrox, so we could get. You just said even if they could get 2,700 in at Celtic Park for the game, do you know what I mean? They'd be delighted with that.
Because they know the team's going to shit themselves regardless. Again, so no, I would tell them if that's what they're saying, 8,000 or nada, then fair dues. I would go with that as well. I mean, let's not forget it was they that started all this shit. So it's they've made a rod for their own back. So it was they started it, and now they're the ones that are mumping and moaning. So they're fantastic at starting stuff and instigating stuff, and then taking a back seat. So no, I would hold out for 8,000 tickets. At the end of the day, see if we never had them. I know people say it takes it away. I've heard the commentators and all that saying it takes it away, it detracts for the atmosphere. But I would be happy never to see them inside our ground again. It would not bother me one jot. I'd rather it packed full of our fans than theirs. So no,
I've said before, some Celtic fans want them back because it helps the atmosphere. They say, and some say they don't. I've not got a season ticket anymore, so I leave it up to guys that go to the games whether they want them back or not.
Aye, nah, that's my personal. I hate them, as you know, mate. I can't watch them. I'm a big flimming wuss. I go for a wander. However, I have been to them with them there and without them there, and it's brilliant. Don't get me wrong, it's brilliant when you win. They're hemmed in. We've got to watch us, listen to us partying. But no, that's
where that stems from. That's all stemmed from some crackpot on that follow forum of theirs.
Aye,
and that's where all this kind of they were on that, and they were all getting that pissed off with watching Celtic fans celebrate and the Union Bears losing their wee bit of the ground and stuff like that. And it all stemmed from there, and the pressure just built on them.
Yep.
Even who's the snitch, Michael Akeith, Tim and Tin Anon, please don't know what that is. Tim, thanks very much for coming in anyway, mate.
I knew it was them mumping and moaning, and it just gathered pace, and they were trying to appease all their fans. But no, I would Celtic should hold out. We should hold out, or wait to say. Well, we'll talk about it at the end of the season.
I mean, I'm old enough to. I've said this before on here. I'm old enough to remember when we used to actually get a part of our main stand at Ibrox.
Aye.
Maybe that stoked in the kind of when Souness and that came in and they started building that club deck. But for years, Celtic got a good bit of the main stand at Ibrox as well for the derby games.
Aye.
Maybe some of the older guys in the live chat will remember that as well.
Before my time, mate. I can't remember that, but no, it's.
That's it. The enclosure. That's what they used to call it. The enclosure.
Aye. Monkeyland. The enclosure at Monkeyland. No. What do you think there's anything in that Lawwell thing? Maybe for the bump. I'm
hoping so. There's got to be some. There's got to come a tipping point.
Yep.
And there's got to be the board, whatever, even if it's still going to be along that, they've got to get together and decide what way they're going to take this club forward. And the minute when we're talking about transfers and stuff like that, the buck stops with Mark Lawwell, and to a certain extent, Nicholson. He's the CEO. He's signing the checks. You know what I mean? He's the CEO.
Yep.
But I'd like to think, because it is looking as if it's Lawwell that's the weakest link in this kind of chain. It really is. It's that department that's letting us down.
Well, you look at his signings. I had a look at the signings since he came in, and none of them have been fantastic. You take away the Japanese players, they're more or less. I would have been. I'm certain about it. Angie's.
Most of the names like Kyogo and Maida and that, they were in before Mark Lawwell came in.
Aye, that's it. So you come back down, and I think even Juranovic and that were before Mark Lawwell. I'm trying to think who the last one was, but came in before Lawwell took over. But the decline in the players that have come in since he came over has been quite poor, mate. It's been a low standard, and none of them have actually. You look at any ones he's signed, none of them have improved that first 11.
But as I keep saying as well, is it Mark Lawwell that's making this decision? Is it Michael Nicholson? Where is Brendan Rodgers at? I mean, according to I can't even mind the guy's name. He used to be Peter Lowe. Is it CQN? The blog thing's called.
The Quick News.
Aye.
Celtic Quick News. Aye.
Aye, but he used to be a bit of a puppet for Peter Lowe. But he wrote an article a couple of weeks back, and I'm sure I sent it to you, Jerry.
Aye, is that everything well all done?
No, it was talking about there was a break, the work had been done for the manager that had left the building, talking about Ange, but that it was actually Brendan Rodgers that looked at the list of available signings, and it was him that kind of decided who we signed in the summer. But as I said, I take that. I can't even mind the guy's name. Is it Paul Brennan? Is it Paul Brennan? He's called?
I think you're right. Mate.
Aye, but he was kind of in with Lawwell. Most of the stuff he actually wrote, you knew it came from Peter Lawwell kind of thing. Yep. So I don't know whether this kind of, I don't know, battle behind the scenes of what direction the club's got to go in, and see if it is down to something like that. You've got to take the direction that Brendan Rodgers wants to take us in. Yep.
Aye, definitely, 100%. He's the manager, but that's again, he's it's his job. It's on the line with the players getting signed, so he's got to have final say, or he's got to have at least some input towards the players coming in. I was just reading, was it John Fitzsimmons saying changing one man ain't going to change a lot. The club needs a big U-turn in the transfer direction. And I think, again, that's what we're kind of getting at as well. Because we can't keep just signing so-called projects or younger players and hoping. I know it's the business model that's suited as well. Try to buy cheap or try these younger players, give them a platform to perform and progress and sell them on for a bigger fee, which is fantastic. But we do need a few ready-made players. These players aren't going to do it straight away in Europe. We do need a few kind of established players or quality players that's going to help us progress.
Look at Copenhagen.
I know it was. They've got a decent result, but then I've seen folk going on about Elyounoussi and McKenna. Would they have started in their team?
Oh, I thought Elyounoussi was worth a free transfer in the summer.
Aye, for experience.
Aye.
Yep. Aye. I would have no qualms with that.
I mean, McKenna, I'm 50-50 on McKenna because I've not really seen that much of him if he moved to Nottingham Forest. Do you know what I mean? And
I know Mikey quite liked him, didn't he?
Aye, Mikey was a big fan of him and thought we should have moved for him. But even just down to their model, the Celtic guy in the summer, and then went out and they signed is it Melling? Melling, the guy was called.
Aye.
A left back that we were linked with
the boy for Rosenborg years ago.
Aye, I'm sure it is. Aye, but they signed him. They signed him. They signed Elyounoussi as their left back and their left winger.
Well,
that's actually improved their team. Ends. Do you get what I mean?
Aye, I remember years ago we were talking about him in the forum, that Melling. I think he destroyed us one game and he scored, and he had a really good game. A really good game home and away. But it was after the home game we were talking. I think he scored. We were all going on about that's the type of player, because his contract was coming into last year or last 6 months when we were playing Rosenborg, and we were all kind of hoping it would maybe be in for him. But again, with so many of the Rosenborg players and all the rest of them were apparently in for nothing. Nothing ever came. There was another boy that played out in the right. You remember? I can't remember his name now. Right mid. It was a really good player for Rosenborg. We thought we were going to go in for, never ever happened. And that's the kind of market that's suited.
Was that him that went to? Did he go to Roma? Was it Roma he went to and just fell off the chart?
Aye, that's him. That's him. So we'll wait and see. But in Copenhagen, you think of them and they're getting to the next round of the Champions League. It was their group wasn't any harder or easier than ours.
I'd say it was even harder.
Aye, so it's not impossible. But then again, it doesn't just happen overnight, this. And you need to have a right that we're stagnating. We want to try and act like a big club and talk as if we are a big club, but we don't. Behind the scenes, we're not. We say behind the scenes, we're quite. I don't know. I don't know how to say it. We're not moving forward at all. the same shite. And I think winning the trebles is papered over a lot of the cracks. But I do think, regardless of what happens this season, there is a tipping point with the fans and the way things are going with the board. And I think well, I do anyway, but a lot of other fans are the same boat, but they want change.
And Stephen, didn't he? You win the league in this Champions League next year, right? There's no drop out to Europa League or anything like that. Solbakken you on about, there was Bodo Glimt. Bobby's saying there. They're plunging as well. That's burger smelling. He went to Copenhagen for £2 million.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? 2 million. Who did 2 million? I mean, that falls right into Celtic's kind of price bracket for what we're looking at. Do you know what I mean? Over the last few windows, and the only thing probably that Celtic wouldn't have been in for that because he's about 28 or 29.
Aye. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But you don't care. You've got to go and sign some players now and again that there's no going to be a sell-on value. They're there for the here and now.
That's exactly it.
Look, Scott Sinclair.
Aye.
Scott Sinclair's one of the best Celtic signings. I'm not want to say ever because there's a lot of good players being signed for Celtic, but in the last 10 years, Scott Sinclair's got to be one of the better signings that we've made.
Aye, definitely, 100%.
He was a star man of the team. For me, when he's the boy, you expect him to do something with it.
Aye.
With the belly up front and that playing the side. Do you know what I mean? So if you've got quality wingers and a quality striker, you're going to score goals. It's no rocket science.
No, definitely no. But John Cole saying we need players that are over the distance as well. I agree as well. We can't just keep going for these younger players and hoping that we can get them to improve, do well, and then sell them on. But we're needing some experience in there as well.
We need Sinclair Dembele and Paddy Roberts as well.
Aye. He was a Dyla signing, wasn't he, Roberts?
Aye.
Another
was
one.
It?
I'm sure.
Was it Dyla that signed him?
It was Dyla. I'm sure it was. I was, definitely. I'm certain it was.
I'll put that on the screen for Michael there. Wee shout out to the boys and girls in Downpatrick. We've just formed our own Celtic supporters bus instead of travelling with the Belfast buses.
Superb. Love to see that. Fantastic. It's no easy doing that.
No, we are on a bus for a few years and see the grief in that. It's just the grief she takes. Oh, it's unbelievable.
My young Sean, my mate, he runs his dad run the Lennoxtown bus, and I couldn't be bothered with the grief and the heartache and the hassle you get that comes with it. But it's fair play to them. We're only coming from Lennoxtown, they're coming from Belfast, so or Downpatrick. So fair play to them. That's commitment for you, innit?
That's it. That's the guy. See, that's the guys I feel sorry for. But see, after bad results when I go on about players, as if the players only trying a leg. It's guys like that, the Irish guys that travel up. No, I'm not just talking about guys like any guy that puts the effort in to go and watch Celtics bang on, in my opinion. But just guys like who Michael's talking about, guys like Welshie. You know what I mean? He's up. He used to go from Wales to England to get a bus up here, and then do you know what I mean? It's the same back down the way and that. It's like a 18, nearly a full day kind of away for them in that. And,
aye,
but when you're putting that kind of effort in, and the piss and rain and that Irish ferry and stuff like that, you've got to feel sorry for the guys who are coming here and watching performances where it is as if the players aren't bothering their backside to even try.
Not just the players, no bother their backside. They're getting fleeced off the board. The board will take every penny they're given, but they'll not reinvest it properly in the team. That's my biggest. That's my biggest gripe. They'll take.
We've got a snob in. We've got a snob in. John Coyle. It's been about 1 million years since I've been on a supporters bus. Well, where are you, John? We'll find you one that you can go for a laugh one day.
Aye. See that? I seen that with Lewis Ferguson been valued at 22 million now. Missed a trick with him. He wouldn't have been valued at 22 million, I don't think, if he played with us.
Oh,
There's
you don't know.
Estapona boy on. How you doing, mate? Okay.
Evening, Estapona boy. Thanks for coming in again, mate.
I
didn't. I've seen people moaning about that. What was it with the injury time last night?
Never seen it, but I was only going by one of my pals at work today. He had said something like 7 minutes the first half, and then 7 minutes or 10, then 5 the second half. But yet there was no subs or no fouls or anything like that. But they've got to try and help them out as much as they can.
And even that didn't work.
No many snobs for the milk, Mark. Mark's fun out your for cashew milk. He's sorry now. He didn't mean that.
Right. We'll just end this podcast and delete it.
Aye.
17 minutes in total. That's ridiculous, man.
Aye. It definitely is. But we'll wait and see what happens. We just need to keep winning our games, mate, and we'll be fine. Could you imagine Desmond changing this, getting rid of Baby Law and letting Michael Nicholson or Rodgers change the whole setup of the club?
Well, it's a hard change, but I mean, I don't think Brendan Rodgers talks very much with Peter Lawwell. I think there's still a bit of bad blood between them, although I know I've seen a couple of them earlier on talking about it. For what I know, Lawwell backed Rodgers to come in just because it was Dermot Desmond's choice.
Yep.
Whereas it was meant to be Mark Lawwell. Nicholson wanted that boy that went to Leicester.
He's doing no too bad doing there, Maresca.
Aye, but it's a case of if Brendan Rodgers has said to Dermot Desmond, look, this is getting beyond a joke. This is, do you know what I mean? Like seriously talking to him, saying, worrying about the direction the club's going, saying him, something needs to change here. There's not something no right, and we need to look at it. We'll need to. I mean, could Rodgers turn and say, "I'll be looking for a way out of this. I can't work under this. This isn't about you to help me." And I came back, or is it a case of, I mean, when he saw it and he looked under the bonnet and everything looked all right, everything looked as if it was working well, but when it actually came into the practical side of it and it actually working, it wasn't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They've maybe said, right, this is how we're working it. We do this, all this scouting and all this data-driven stuff and all this to find players, and then it goes to this, and then you'll have a say in it and blah, blah, blah. But again, if the scouting department's no bringing in the players at the level Lawwell's looking for, there's got to be, that's where one of the big problems is.
Yep.
So Rodgers is because one thing, Rodgers' reputation's on the line a bit. Exactly.
That's the way I'm looking at it as well, mate.
And although he came in here and said, I'll be here for 3 years unless they sack me. But see, for there's something going on behind the scenes. I've said this before, I would have no problem whatsoever with Rodgers walking away from Celtic in the summer, getting this league in the bag and saying in the summer coming out with the pals and telling Celtic, see your non-disclosures and that, stuff them. Dermot, I know we're friends and all that, but I need to explain what's going on for this season, why I'm walking away again, because it's going to affect me again, my personal life, my family, the way it done before after me, because I'm basically breaking a promise, but it's used to pull the rug from under my feet again.
I agree with you, mate. I definitely agree, and I would have no qualms with him coming out and saying in the summer, look, I didn't want to leave, but I'm being forced to leave because this is what's happening. I was promised X, Y, and Z, and it's no materialising. It's not going to change. So I would have no qualms with that. But I seen somebody saying if I can't remember, was it John Coyle or somebody saying if they sacked my son, I'd be away. Do you think Lawwell's going to put up with Desmond giving his boy the bullet?
Aye. I've seen somebody putting on the forum, was this it's maybe just been is it just going to be a sacrificial lamb for the old stuffy ones on the board? Well, we'll blame your boy Peter and we'll get rid of him.
That was San Francel. If they fired my son, I'd quit. I'd be the same. If they fired my boy, I'd wrap it as well. But I don't know if Lawwell is the type it would. I don't know if he would jump.
It's a bit. That was a bit different for that, innit?
Aye. I don't know if he would go, but somebody else was going on about how Rodgers is only going to be here for a few years, and then he's off ski. But it doesn't mean that he can't put. I know what you're saying, but if he'd recommended, for talking sake, a director of football, and the way that he thinks it would modernise the club and push it forward, I would have no qualms with that. I might not be here for 2 years, but if it's if he's putting the club going forward in the right direction, then so be it. If we had got a director of football in the first time when Rodgers was here, we'd probably not been up shit creek when he left, and then hopefully a director of football in that wouldn't have went for Lennon. They would have told Lawwell to look at the other applicants, and then when Ange left, we've maybe not been in the same position with signings wise. There's a lot to consider.
Just reading the chat there, Jerry.
Aye, nice sweat, mate.
I don't think it will. It's business. It's.
Aye, I don't think he'll
Where
quit.
would you put it?
I don't think he quit. But then the other thing's got to be who recommended him and said that he was the ideal candidate for the job. Was it Ange?
That's what they say, isn't it?
How did they not take him down to Tottenham when he was wanting to take Kennedy and Stratton?
Because Spurs have got a director of football.
But I know this guy's fantastic. Who's your? I know they've had a director. Who is your director of football? What happened? Did that Italian boy get done? Didn't he?
Aye.
Somebody else.
They brought somebody else in.
Aye.
Johan Lange. No. Aye.
Flange.
No, Lange. So they've got Ange and Lange.
Aye. Good luck to them.
I don't even know. Off the top of my head, I don't even know who that is.
Yeah.
And that's what we talk about when people say, "Oh, who would you could get as a director of football?" You're not getting. Spurs took him off of Aston Villa. I don't know. If he was a good player, or was he a football player even? Do you know what I mean?
Aye. No, I don't know. It's who knows, mate.
But see the thing as well. It's like again. Going with what we spoke about before and that, like the kind of structure of PLC and stuff like that with the board, Peter Lawwell wouldn't have any decision in getting rid of Mark Lawwell.
Yep.
That's beyond his job description and stuff like that. You have got to keep that in mind, because see if one guy, see even Michael Nicholson, Michael Nicholson felt that he was getting pushed out in negotiations and stuff like that and overpowered. Michael Nicholson could raise concerns with them that look into the business, how businesses are running that. He could raise concerns with them, and Celtic could end up in a shitload of trouble with a non-executive chairman sticking his nose into business that's not meant to be a part of his role, his remit. You know what I mean? I still think that a lot of Celtic fans, it's just the name Peter Lawwell, that they blame him for a lot of the stuff that goes on. I've maintained that a lot of it is not really that involved with.
Aye, granted.
People going about bonuses and stuff like that. But where are they in the accounts? Peter Lawwell doesn't get any bonuses in the accounts.
I know. Aye, no. Granted, but he'll still hold a lot of sway in the corridors at Parkhead. There's no doubt about it. He'll know everything that's going on. He'll still have the same people run and tell him this one's saying this or that one's doing that. He'll still know absolutely everything that's going on in there. There's no way that he was the top man in there for all the years, and then
but everybody running the club should know that, Jerry.
Oh, I know, but he'll still hold sway. He'll still hold a lot of power in there, regardless of his job title or no, mate. I'm pretty much certain of that. They call a meeting in a room. He's the biggest ego in that room, without a shadow of a doubt. Doesn't matter who's in there, Nicholson, Lawwell, or whoever. He's the one he's the biggest ego in that room. But they've all been there in my opinion, they've all been there too long, mate.
Oh, I totally agree with that.
They've all been there too long, and you can't. Gone are the days you're having these people are there for years. You're needing fresh ideas, and you're needing a kind of blend of the young and old, and you can't just stick with times move on, things change, football changes dramatically, as we know. So,
you can still have like the old kind of
of course,
token guys. I mean, Bobby Charlton was on the Man United board for years. I don't imagine he was sitting bawling, shouting about who they were signing, the money they were spending, and stuff like that. Just like an honorary kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? But I've said it to you, Jerry, on here. With Dermot Desmond as a businessman, a billionaire, would he let any other company he owns run the way it is?
No, that's exactly it. No, he wouldn't.
Get some young people in with moderner ideas, and I mean, I'm not saying I don't know. I see like her that left Hibs to go to Queen's Park, but she's left them. I mean, aye. I mean, I'm not saying her. No, but I mean, when she was at Hibs, she had good ideas, whether Hibs had the money or no, and it was the same. That's why Queen's Park took her. But at least she had forward, like she had plans, she had ideas to take the club forward and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And no, just stay the same. Just as long as we're doing this, everything the garden's rosy. We don't need to try anything different. Just keep plodding along, doing the same thing. Oh, we've got great sponsorship deals with Adidas and stuff like that. We've got all this money rolling in.
But to me, mate, that agreed. But to me, mate, all it feels as if our plan and our philosophy is just to be just ahead of them. And I think they thought that was going to be enough for the fans, just to be better than them. But essentially, they should have been in, they should have been choking in our heel dust. They should have been a million miles in our rear view mirror. And now, if God forbid they win this league, it's going to be massive changes for us thinking that we'll no need to worry about them ever again. There might be the odd slip up here and there. It's going to go back to being neck and neck, and for me, that's unforgivable to think from where they've came from to where we're at. And there's no doubting that obviously they've had to come from reincarnated and all the rest of it, and through the leagues and whatever, to us standing still. They've got to a European final in that time. What have we done? We've struggled to win an away game, struggled to win a home game half the time. And our board think that's acceptable. So no for me. But there was
I totally agree with that.
So it's no ideal at all. So it's the whole thing. The whole club needs a shake up from the youth system, behind the scenes with the board, the whole lot. And I think I really don't think Desmond would allow any one of his other businesses to be run the way that Celtic have. And that's the galling thing. That's the one thing that annoys you. You think, well, if it wouldn't be good for any other businesses, why would you allow it to happen here? For this is the club that you allegedly love, because not one of us would allow it to be run like that.
I mean, there's the two of us sitting here talking, Jerry, and there's 47 people listening to this, and every single one of us would probably agree that if you own Celtic, you would look at clubs similar to yourselves. Like, well, I mean, the classic ones, Ajax. We always kind of would like to be the kind of Ajax where you've been run with the youth soccer coming through and stuff, and just topping the team up with these kind of good top signings and stuff like that. But if guys like us can sit and see this, and we know that it's not going to cost billions of pounds. We're sitting with £70 million in the bank. This money for the Champions League if you win it. If guys like us can sit here and say, we've got to look about and see what clubs the same size as us doing and what we're doing run. Look at clubs. I mean, they're Copenhagen, right? Copenhagen. I think they've got a better TV deal than us. But apart from that, we're below them out the map. The amount of season tickets, the money we've got rolling into the club. And yet they're going out groups with Man United, Galatasaray and that in it. But we've got to look at this teams in Scandinavia that are producing players consistently and see what they're doing different. And see if the rest of the Scottish football doesn't want to get part of that. Then we just start doing it ourselves and looking somewhere else to do it. Whether it's just completely chucking down. I mean, even the Rangers done it, didn't they? They stopped doing compare games for the use and were just playing friendlies.
Aye.
For a few months. Even if we need to do that, at least our players are playing against better, their young players are playing against better opposition every week. If you're getting a friendly lined up with the Benfica youth team or the whatever, rather than this kind of Lowland League guy, it's shite, which is we're never going to produce a decent level of player while this Lowland League carry-on's going on. Never, it's not going to happen.
Yep. But see, the thing is, it's absolutely shocking and scandalous for all the good kind of marketing deals and sponsorship deals that Lawwell's got us. The one thing that's unforgettable. I mean, how in God's name can Copenhagen have a better TV deal than us? How can we allow ourselves to get in a position where we say, right, Copenhagen, with their fan base and their appeal, we've allowed them, fair play to them for getting that TV deal, but how can we not say, look, hold on a minute, if they're getting that, this is what we're worth this. This is our fan base. This is where, I mean, ours is what, I kid you not, ours is worldwide. You could go anywhere in America and you'll find that, anywhere in the world, and you'll find a Celtic supporters club and they're streaming the game and they've got the game on. So why hasn't Lawwell or whoever it is turned around and said, you know what, serious, these TV deals, we're not interested in them, stick them. We're going to sell
it's not up to them. It's not up to Peter Law. It's up to the league as a whole.
But how are we giving away our right for the league to dictate how much we should get? Because it's criminal.
That's down to that Neil Doncaster and that. It's them that do all that kind of negotiations.
So there's absolutely no way we could turn around and say, look, we're not interested in part of this, we'll sell the rights to our own games.
Well, the thing about it is, mind that Roger Mitchell that used to run the SPL chairman or whatever it was, he wanted to start off an SPL kind of
TV thing.
And I can't, what happened? Oh, that's right, the Huns went bust. That's what put the bullet in that. They went bust that year. And that kind of done that killed that off. But I totally agree with that. I don't see why Paul was talking about that. Who was it? It was a Polish team. They took out the Polish football team. It was that Via playing, in fact, I think.
Right.
And there was talk in Poland that they were going to be trying to get the rights to the Scottish game. And the next time we signed that shite extension with Sky, that wasn't garbage.
It's horrendous. Absolutely. It's as if we signed any deal that's just thrown at us.
See, like this, and it's one of the things as well that holds Scottish football back. See if Celtic come out and says, "Oh, we want to do this," Rangers will say no. Do you know what I mean? But see something like that. Celtic and Rangers should come together and try and come up with something. Not just with them, but they've got the money and they've got the power to do that. Do you know what I mean? And the rest, if they come up with something feasible that's going to get the weird teams more money, the weird teams will take it. Do you know what I mean? Celtic and Rangers lead Scottish football. Let's not be kidding. And if they could, it's one of these things that they need to get by this parochialism and say, "Oh, wait, we get absolutely, we moan about it, managers moan about it, chairmen moan about it, CEOs moan about it, fans moan about it, about the money you're getting off the Sky." So let's look at alternatives to this. Let's look at alternatives if we can get anybody foreign, it doesn't matter where they're from, if they're willing to put more money into this, it doesn't need to be Sky.
No.
Years ago, when I first started doing the forum and that, I was right anti-Sky. Do you mind when I first started it and that? Just because it was that Rupert Murdoch. Right, but I mean, I said even back then, there was about a 5 million population in Scotland, right? If there's 1 million people paying for Sky Sports, right?
Yep, I've heard you with this argument before, mate.
It was about £30 a month at the time, I think. There's £30 million a month. Times that by 12. And right, I know it's not all people just to watch or subscribing to watch Scottish football. They're subscribing because they get English football and everything. That's still Scottish money in Scotland. And they were keen, I think Celtic gets something like about 1.2 million for winning the league. After Scotland as a country put nearly £360 million into Sky Sports. Yep.
I agreed, mate. It's frightening. And I mean, who is it that gives Copenhagen? TV channel that's getting Copenhagen the better dough than us? Don't know. No idea. But it's just, I see Brian saying, Jerry, simple answer is no, we can't. It's just, I just, for the life of me, I'm a half-wit, as you know. I mean, it's all this stuff's gobbledygook to me, but I just don't understand how we can't take control more. And I've said it before, I agree. Business-wise, we would need to work with them across the road to try and get a better deal for us all. But turn around and say, no, we're not doing this, or we don't want to do that, then I don't know how we kind of just sell the rights to the games ourselves. There must be some way around it.
If Rangers, if Rangers could do what they've done with that Cinch deal,
yep.
I don't know what would happen. Maybe there's something in the kind of when you sign up to be a member of the league or that you need to abide by the league's decisions. But I don't know how it would happen if Celtic just came out themselves and said, no, sack this. I've just looked up as well. Was that Viaplay that go for the Danish league? I know. And Bobby saying, is that Viaplay? I was just saying, Paul had said that they were sniffing about all these kind of smaller leagues and stuff. And that's the next time we signed this Sky extension that everybody was just shaking their head at why we signed it when it didn't need to be done.
Aye.
It's as if we kind of, even a lot of the fans, it's as if Sky treat us as a bit like the lower divisions. And the guys running our game, they look on us as if, we're just the lower divisions of England. If the English are doing this, we need to do this. If the English are doing that, we need to. I mean, even look at VAR. I mean, we're VAR's, it's a cheaper version of it. It was just a case of, if they're doing that, we need to find some way of doing this.
Yep. Aye. I know it's everything. We kind of follow suit with everything they do. But there's one, Tim and on. We don't care about other clubs. We should be driving forward, looking after ourselves. League was better about the Orcs. I agree with you, mate. I do agree with you there. But it's scandalous when you think of some of these. I couldn't believe it, Mark, when you told me how much. Did you say it was about 30 million they get for winning that Dutch league?
It must be about that.
5 or 6 pods ago, or not, maybe more. He said to us, it was about 30 odd million for winning a Dutch league. Man, I nearly fell off my couch. I couldn't believe it. And what do you get for us winning it? Next to nothing.
No, I don't think it's 30 million, Jerry.
Somebody was on saying it was about 30 million for winning that Dutch league. Look it up. I couldn't believe it.
Dutch league prize money. No, the latest figures I can see is Ajax getting 9.3 million.
Right, there I'm talking shite. Not like me.
No, they're putting, according to this, they're putting about 70 odd million a season into it. First into place gets 9 into the Dutch league.
And what does Celtic, what would we get for winning it?
Well, we're getting 25 million a season. I think we get about 2 million quid. It really is. It's no.
It's frightening. It's frightening.
But there, one over 2.3 million in prize money will be shared with clubs for the 2023-24 Viaplay Cup, the highest in the competition's history. That's 2.3 million getting shared amongst all the teams.
Yep.
That's embarrassing, isn't it? It really is.
Exactly. So the idiots running our game have got to surely come up with something better. And I think they would take anything Sky offer. I really do. I think they would accept absolutely anything that Sky offer, no matter how much or how little it is. But hey ho.
Just a foot mind that Martin, get the league in Celtic and Rangers can't even sort away fans' problems. The Orcs are a massive part of any TV deals, like I know. That's what I'm saying earlier, Martin, but it's got to be something that there's got to be things like this where Celtic and Rangers come together and work together to improve the Scottish game. Celtic and Rangers will lead, the rest will follow as long as they're getting enough money to cover their backsides. That's the way it goes. Do you know what I mean? But Celtic and Rangers should surely be getting together and saying to the league, we'll see if you can get something like this sorted out. We're going to do something to sort it out. We want more involved. We want more involved in the negotiations about this.
But they should have stepped right in at the very start. When they're frightened to upset them. Absolutely frightened to upset them. They should have stepped right in at the start instead of taking the matter right out of their hands and says, look, no, this isn't happening. But no, they allowed this to happen in the first place.
I mean, I would like to see how the press would roll out in that if the Orcs did get it between their teeth that this league, the money stuff was all messed up. You'd see it mentioned a lot more, and more people would talk about it, and we need to look at how to change this and stuff like that.
I thought they had raised a thing with a few other clubs, with Stenhouse Muir and that, no winning. And I can't remember, there was Dundee, something to do with the governance of the game in Scotland. They were all trying to get some motion going. I can't recall. There was some stupid hanging about. All these teams have signed up to the way Scottish football was being run in the governance of the game in Scotland.
But the thing about it is, Jerry, see when it comes to that, I would back them with that. And that's what I said when they were going through their meltdown after we beat them. See if they've got a problem with the governance of the game and they want independent people involved and independent people to look at it, I'd back that. Because the thing about it is, it's going to make it fair. And that's all we ever want, is it to be fair. Whereas they don't. They want it to go their way. It's not to be fair. It's just to go what they want to do. Or Celtic and the rest of them, the rest of Scottish football want just a fair playing field.
Do you think they'd want their books looked at while they were at it when they're wanting the fair play?
Aye. I'm saying naming rights.
I was just about to say that, mate.
Aye. I wouldn't bother my backside.
Well, remember Phil McJollivan's Mole had told me about the Guinness one.
Aye.
Guinness forgot to name it Parkhead. That was a good one. So, you never know. I would take naming rights all day long, mate. No problem at all.
Because it's still always got to be Celtic Park. It's still always got to be Parkhead.
Yep, that's exactly it. So if they wanted to throw money at us for naming rights, by all means, knock yourself out. I'd be up for it, no bother at all.
As long as it was something a bit, what is it they call it, blue chip.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? You wouldn't want it something a bit poxy or that, wouldn't it?
Depends how much money they're throwing at us. I couldn't care less. There's Strange Love saying, I think the Sky deal is self-sabotage. I think you're right, mate. I think you're right.
What does that mean?
Well, by signing that deal, you're pissed into the wind with anything else. Look at the money that they're offering. It's frightening. I would tell them to ram it. They're not interested because all they're really interested in is the Celtic and Rangers games. They're not interested in anything else. And that's put me off. Jack shouting Yota. I was looking about there. They're not interested in half the games that they've got rights to show. They don't even bother showing them.
I know that's ridiculous. They don't meet their quota. That's ridiculous.
That's the quota. That was the thing I was trying to think of. So they're not really interested in the Scottish game at all. So I would tell them to ram it and see what happens because they're more liable to come back with more money. But I don't know the state of play with finances for the rest of them. But you would think that them running the Scottish game are doing their, hoping they're doing their due diligence and try to get us the best deal from whoever it is, rather than just going cap in hand, hoping that Sky offer us whatever. You'd be hoping that maybe
you would hope that, but it doesn't look like it, does it?
No, that's exactly
Good night, Brian. Night, mate. Thanks very much for joining us, Brian. Good night.
Cheers, Brian. All the best, buddy. Thank you.
Big Jabber in.
Is he?
You're just on the live chat. Evening, Jabber.
Hail, mate. All the best.
But the stadium rights, as I said, as long as it was something, even if Adidas wanted to do it, do you know what I mean? Just something. It's just really for mere branding and mere advertising. The fans are never going. You're not going to phone your mate and say, "All right, you going to the." I don't even know. Do you know what I mean? You going to the Coca-Cola Stadium the day for the game?
Aye. Well, see, the thing is, they're only ever going to want to name it as long as we're doing well in Europe. So we can imagine that we get some. Nobody's going to try and get some name rights for a stadium if you're not in Europe. They're not going to do it just for the Scottish game, are they?
No, but see, that's it. That even you just said that. That's another thing with this carry on with how shite we're in Europe. see the better Celtic day in Europe, the more money they get off Adidas.
Yep.
The more money they get off their shirt sponsors and stuff like that.
Aye. Yep. So, aye, it's shite. There's Jabber saying he sent us a selfie. I can't wait to see it, my man. Martin saying, I moved away years ago. I've seen that. After all my experience, there isn't any chance of Celtic or Rangers agreeing on anything. It's unreal. Hail, Joseph.
I mean, even Joseph, I mean, and maybe we're a bit biased, but for me, that comes from their end of the city. I mean, see if Celtic did, see if Celtic, their fans wouldn't see, like if it came out in the paper tomorrow that Celtic and Rangers were involved in trying to do something with a TV deal, or well, I'm not wanting a Super League part of it to come up, but something that a lot of Celtic fans would be about, oh, what's going on here? And look into it and say, oh, well, that's going to make us, it's going to make them a lot of money, but it's going to make us a hell of a lot of money too.
Yeah.
So, that sounds like a good idea. Whereas right away, you're picking up the paper or putting on the internet and saying Celtic and Rangers are doing, they're fucking doing what? With Kellogg's cornflake. Right, that's that. Do you know what I mean? It's just that's just no, we can't take any thought today with him.
Aye.
Hail, Chris Curtis, nice to see you, bud.
I agree with you there. But I'd prefer to go it alone without them. But the draw, unfortunately, is Celtic Rangers games. And we've seen when they weren't in the league, our numbers dropped. But it's, I don't know, we should be getting a lot more money in the TV deal than we're getting. And if Copenhagen making more money as TV deal is daft. But see, that we're getting back to what we were talking about before we fucking sidetrack. Copenhagen is out getting more money in every other way than Copenhagen. See, the bringing youth through is fine, but we still got to, these teams like Ajax and that, they spend fortunes every season on their youth development and having the best of coaches in, and it's no something that happens overnight. And I don't think our fans, our best time to throw money at the youth system would have been when they weren't here in the league. See if somebody say, see now, can you imagine we said, look, right, this is the blueprint is what we're going to be going for 10 years down the line. We're looking to be producing a player every season to be playing in the first team and sell them on for a massive profit. We're going to need to cut what we're going to be spending on the team. You know that we're spending a lot now. This is going to long term. We're going to be short term paying for a long term gain. The fans would go tonto, and at the right time to put the money into the youth would have been when they weren't there. We've got these, so it's a lot easier for us to do well to win the league. We wouldn't need to concentrate. We'd never to concentrate as much or bother with them. But now, can you imagine what would happen if we said, "Look, this is what our objectives are long term."
But see, never mind. Good. 2 seconds, Jabba. Who's that saying? John Coyle, good night, mate. Thanks for coming in again, buddy.
Night, John. All the best, bud.
But never mind us doing that. That's what they should have done when they were doing in Division 3. See if they'd any sense. See when they were doing in Division 3 and that, Jerry. See all the millions they were spending to keep all the big name players and all that part. That should have all been spent on youth.
Marco.
Aye.
Sorry, buddy. I agree.
That's what they should have done. They should have spent all that money in youth development. It sees the younger players were playing up the leagues, they were doing better and better, and they'd have saved hundreds of millions of pounds.
Yep.
That's one of the thickest things that Rangers ever done.
Aye,
and that's why they're still in the position they're in financially.
They were wanting out of there as quickly as possible and up, but
they could have done that. They could have done that without signing so many big name players in that to play in lower leagues. Do you know what I mean? There was no need to do that and invest in youth players, bring them through.
Yep, I know, definitely.
But it's a thing. I mean, it's our youth academy's abysmal. There's no getting by it.
Definitely. I've said this for years, mate. I've said it for years. It's atrocious. It's not just that there's no... Again, I think there's too many people when they're too long as well. Sometimes you need to keep things fresh and keep it moving on. There'll be some, like everything else, there'll be some right good coaches there, and there'll be some that's not so good. But I think there's been a lot of them there too long. And I think, personally, my opinion, and from what I know, I think the youth academy needs just as big a shake-up as the boardroom.
Aye.
So,
it's not just the actual academy, it's the way the young players, I mean, keep going on about it, this Lowland League stuff and that.
Yep.
It's just, and that's why a lot of young players are leaving Celtic.
Uh-huh.
Because, I mean, Brian Morrison, Bayern Munich, Ben Doak away to Liverpool. And for a start, they're not playing Lowland League football.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? And they'll be improving, they'll be getting better coaching, they'll be playing against a better level of opposition, and they'll become better players for it. Mm-hmm. Keep saying it. People say, oh, Andy Robertson, we let him go, and this one, we let him go when they were too young and all. But for me, Andy Robertson wouldn't have became the player he was if any left Celtic when he did.
Yep.
Because he would have been just stowed away and playing some garbage level, where he went away to, was it Queen's Park he went to first, and then Dundee United. So he went away and he earned it. He was playing games week in and week out and got better and better with playing games.
Aye.
Against levels that were trying him, whether it was at Queen's Park, whether it was at Dundee United or Hull, and look where he is now.
Aye.
Whereas if he stuck at Celtic, he'd probably have left Celtic when he was maybe 24 or something like that, and ended up at Dundee United, a championship team down in England, and now he'd have been back up the road playing for something like St Mirren or something like that.
Uh-huh. You know, I agree.
There's just nothing there for young players. I mean, Rocco Vattel, I don't know if Rocco Vattel's as good as people say he is. Right? A lot of people say that he has his class. A lot of people say that he's rough around the edges. That's why he's not been getting in the Celtic team. I don't know what's going on with his contract now. That's a bit up in there, but I still wouldn't blame Rocco Vattel for leaving Celtic, because if you're talking about getting extra player, this, we need this in the summer, we need that. Rocco Vattel's not getting. Nobody's mentioned Rocco Vattel in the Celtic squad next season.
Yep.
So he's getting pushed back down to being playing in the fucking Lowland leagues against guys that are doing a shift every day and then playing. Do you know what I mean?
How do you judge these players when they're playing down at that level as well?
Aye.
It's a hard one. I mean, with all greatest respects, they should be standing out at that level. Do you know what I mean? It's as we've said before, they're playing against guys that were out pulling a shift and working all week. They're meant to be young boys. This is their full-time job.
So Willie Peacey, the youth players out to junior teams, that'll toughen them up. But they're playing against junior teams week in and week out, Willie.
Aye.
And that's no the level. I mean, these guys. I mean, it's like you're sitting there. They're a guy at an Orange Walk on a Saturday, and then he's playing against a Celtic youth player on a Sunday. You get what I mean? These guys, it's just they're part-time players. They do a shift. They're normal guys. Celtic youth players aren't gaining anything for playing against these type of guys.
It's too big a jump to that level now, up to playing first team for Celtic as well. It's a massive, massive jump. So we need something in between. But I don't know. That's we're going over all ground there. It's not going to change in the foreseeable future because there's been nothing muted about it at all. And
then it's the SFA and the SPL bring in these gurus that are meant to be fucking rejuvenating. What was the job they gave Malky Mackay? The SFA gave Malky Mackay some big job that was going to change his...
excellence, was it? No, directorate, I don't know. I know. And what came it? Nothing.
I mean, honestly, see something like that. And it's probably just an advisory role. Get Kenny Dalglish in to do something like that. I hate Kenny Dalglish. Right? I hate him, but get somebody like him in. Do you know what I mean? Just look at other like successful managers and ask them to come in and put together a wee think tank.
That's exactly what I was about to say there, and you're talking about that. How don't they get all these ex players, ex managers to come together for the good of Scottish football to say, right, how do we improve this? What would you do? What would your recommendations be? How do you think this would work? Where do you feel we could improve, or what do you think we're doing better? And take it for there. But again, it comes back to we're run the same way as the Scottish football. You know, the right people in the right places. You've not got footballing people in footballing places. It's all these. With a guy from down south. Who was it? Was it Doncaster? Was he no English? That's one of them. English. Came up here. Doncaster.
Aye, that's still him that's there, isn't it?
Aye, and I don't know. I'm not saying you've got to have a footballing background, but it helps. It's all right when you're doing the business, making all these business decisions and commercial decisions to come for that kind of background. But footballing wise, you want somebody.
But see, anytime you see him, he's like a rabbit in the headlights, and like a big daft smiling whenever he's in contact with players and stuff like that, he's just like a big daft looking idiot, a big daft grin on his face as if
big mummy's boy, innit?
Aye, I can't believe I'm standing next to Cal McGregor or James Tavernier or whoever it is. Evening, nightmare, nice to see you, bud.
Aye.
But, I mean, the full outlook of Scottish football just seems to be everybody keep put it down. I mean, even the pundits in the paper and that, they talk the game down.
Well, see, this is the thing, right? See, when you watch some of the games down south, the Premiership, some of the games are absolutely horrendous, and if they were getting played up here, they'd be getting slated right, left and centre. But see, down south, they're fantastic at selling the game and bumming it up. There's been umpteen shite games down there, but yet they're fantastic at bumming it up and saying making it as if it's the best game you've ever seen when it's not. But they're up here. Of course, I agree with you.
Monday night game, Bournemouth v Luton.
Aye. I know. And it's frightening, but hey ho, that's Scottish football. We're stuck with it for the foreseeable future, and we'll always be there. But I don't think we'll ever get away from it. So you can only deal with
the snooker guy.
Aye, Hearn.
Aye.
I mean, great ideas.
Get something like that involved in it.
Yep.
So even some these big daft PR firms and stuff like that, give me some money to try and lift the profile. I mean, even with slagging Sky, right? And Bobby will because I keep needing to ask Bobby in messages. You're sitting there watching the Celtic game, and the next time the game's there and it cuts off, and the next time it goes to some other programme, and you're like, where's the interviews? And they moved the interviews to another channel.
Where's that in Sky?
Aye. And that's even on Fire Stick CSC, do you know what I mean? You're sitting there at Sky and, all right, do you think you're waiting on Brendan Rodgers or the man of the match to get interviewed next time motor racing comes on? And you've missed interviews and then, you need to switch over to this other channel. I'm like, absolute nonsense.
Yep. No, there's plenty that can be done. Just try to get through that chat and see what they're saying. There's San Fran Celt. I don't know if he's been legit or no, but that would be my shout. Ronnie Dyler for Director of Football.
I don't think you'll not get anybody disagreeing on this part on the panel anyway. I think even anybody that's been on here would say the same.
Aye. See, the other thing, there's a couple up for him. Martin is saying that is a real talent, but if they've one bad game, they're written off. Turnbull 7 goals from middle and get dropped because he was Scottish. Mattarelli dropped since Turnbull out of the team. I've not seen, like you've said it and all, Matt. I've not seen enough of that, and you've not seen enough of him to comment. And I don't know how a lot of these people manage to make how they get to see them, because I've not seen enough of these youths at all, and it's hard to gauge them down at the level they're playing at. So I don't know how to make their opinion, but I agree with him totally that young Scottish players get written off far earlier than any foreigner.
I'd agree with that as well, aye. No, when you say just young Scottish player, any young player coming through.
Especially a Scottish player, the fans are always quick to jump in their back for anything.
Is that good enough to get and loan to another Scottish team and be good enough to get like game time week in and week out?
I cannot comment, mate. I've not seen enough of the boy at all. But this is what we should be doing with our youths. The very few of them are going to come in right away and be able to perform and hold on for kind of being about the first team squad and get a run of games going. I think we should be loaning them out. When it done Ayer, he was at Kilmarnock, Scales at Aberdeen, McGregor, he was away down at Notts County, he was at Notts County. We should be loaning our players that we think are hoping we want to have a look at.
Even Big Constantine are turning at St Mirren meant to be.
No, I've seen a couple of boys in the chat had said it. And then try and get some of our players out playing first team football at a higher standard, and then judge them there to see how they're getting on and if they're going to cut the mustard, and then try and bring them back into the fold and see how they go on. That's the way I would have it.
That I probably thinks he's too good for that kind of move, but in hindsight, but maybe if he's going to sign a new contract, Bobby, and it's a case of look, sign a new contract, but you're going out on loan for a year to even if he chooses, like we'll help. If you want to go, if we can get your club out in Italy, they'll take you on loan for a season. We'll send you there. You know what I mean? If that's where he wants to, I don't know. It's a weird Nevada situation. I thought he'd burnt the bridges and it was all and done with. I really did.
Christie at Aberdeen, that's the other one. Nightmare, well done. I knew there was another. But aye, it's
who was that? That somebody said, I can't see that.
Nightmare, the one above Bobby. Christie at Aberdeen.
No, it was that Tim one. That isn't anywhere better than the boy Armstrong at Kilmarnock. Right. A lot of people keep raving about him. To be honest, I've only seen like highlights of Kelly games or against us, but I mean, he looks decent. Would anybody else take a punt on that lad? Armstrong for Kelly.
No seen him, mate. Can't comment. No.
It's a right good game for us the last time we played them.
On that pitch at Astro. He must be off if he can play well on that. But aye, there John fits out Ralph Ranić. Is he not getting touted to be the Ralph Ranić was sort of the football side? He's getting touted to be something to do with Barca, you know?
I don't know what he's up to now.
Aye, there was something I heard he's getting touted to be the Barca manager or something to do with the new Barca management team. Who knows? But he was laughed out the door at Man U, but everything he said was right. And he done no too bad at the Red Bull clubs as well. So
that Man United's just rancid the new man. You know, I wouldn't understand any manager taking that job the new until we at least that takeover done and dusted. Evening, Joe Paul, nice to see you, bud. Hail, hail.
Hail, hail, mate. Who do you leave out? They're timming on. We've got 9 wingers. Who do you leave out to play VAR? Plunge McNuggets saying all 9 of them.
But Mikey Wilson scored that.
Aye, I heard that. My pal messaged me straight away to say the Wonder Boys scored. So wonder.
A minute. I'm sure
be injured. Maybe would get injured celebrating or something. I hope he's doing there with a success.
He'll do well at some lower level club.
Aye. He's had his time here. Hopefully it's a success and they come in and they sign him. They offer us a few quid and they sign him. Is it a loan to buy or is it just a loan?
I was just going to say that. I'm not too sure. Is that Mikey Johnson a loan to buy, lads, or is it just a loan to the end of the season?
I think it was just a loan, but who knows? Hopefully it's a loan to buy. 15 million buyout clause and they get it.
A sell-on clause and all.
But no, I don't know.
But, I mean, the Irish guys all rave about him. when he plays for Ireland. You know what I mean? I've seen how can you know Dave for Celtic what he does for Ireland and that. So getting him out there for 6 months, somebody will take a punt on him in the summer. You know what I mean? Probably he'll catch somebody's eye down in England. You know what I mean?
Aye.
It'll probably surprise you. I bet you. I mean, I don't know what his contract situation is, but wouldn't it surprise me if he did give up like 2 or 3 million quid for Nicky Johnson?
I thought he signed an extension another season there to like 2025 or something like that.
Or did he? Well, maybe even get better than that.
I thought he signed some extension to 2025. So I think he's got a few yet. But we'll wait.
Because we've done well with players that are coming. Do you know what I mean? Some of the transfer fees were brought in for players that are coming to the end of their deals. I mean, even Turnbull there 6 months to go.
Aye, they were also just wanting him to guarantee they didn't want to risk waiting to the summer to open up his options a wee bit more, Turnbull. But again, I think it was a right idea.
But with Turnbull?
To let him go the now?
Aye,
I think so too. I know he could have a pop outside the box. He was only one hitting a shot, but the same token, he was able to talk to other clubs. His head wasn't going to be in it, and we were getting a few quid for him and all. And I think we're well covered there the now.
And for me, it was pointless Celtic giving him game time. Because he wasn't going to be our player. As you said, his head's not going to be in it. But do you know rather see home getting the game time or something? Do you know what I mean? One of our players that's going to be there and kick them on a bit.
Definitely, 100%, mate. I've said that before. I was just looking at. I was reading that one there, Nightmare, Lennon Miller at Motherwell over the next best thing for Scottish football. I think he's right as well.
He does look a player.
Aye, for his age and everything else, he looks a right good, or he could be a right good wee player. But again, he needs more games, a wee bit more experience. But I think he'll be a class player as well. But I did think Turnbull would be outstanding for us, you know.
It would have been if he didn't get that injury, I think, Jerry.
Aye.
That killed him, I think. It's a shame from that way.
He came back, he looked a half a yard slower. I think the injury the operation did kill him.
But see like that Lennon Miller. Celtic should buy him the new and just leave him at Motherwell for even the next 2 or 3 years.
Yep.
I mean, he's only 16, 17.
Aye.
17, 18. Do you know what I mean?
I think he's 17, aye.
Even put down £1 million for him to know, £1.5 million from the new, and we loan him back to them for 2 years, say, and then in 2 years we give him another £1.5 million if everything goes all right. Clubs in Europe, they hit deals like that all the time. Do you know what I mean?
A lot of the Barca and Real and all these teams get the Brazilian boys. Chelsea and all that have started doing it as well.
That's all getting cut down now because of the amount of loan players you're going to be allowed to have out and stuff like that.
Okay, no, we would be fine that way, but it's getting them in early and getting them at a cheaper price though. They're hoping if they're in there early and they've got them signed and tied, and then they can keep them where they are, progressing, playing games. Then try to get them a couple of years later on, and more teams are interested, and the price is through the roof. It's no, in the grand scheme of things. If for talk's sake, you're right with $1.5 million there, and then $1.5 million a couple of years down the line. It's no massive outlay. It's not a massive outlay if you think you're going to be getting a right good player for £3 million. We just need to wait and see. But that's good forward thinking and planning, Matt. That's something we've no really got at Celtic.
Aye, because Motherwell will be happy with that.
Aye, definitely.
You know, I mean,
we're getting best of both worlds.
Aye, even get down the route and the guy gets a bad injury and never kicks a ball again. They've got £1.5 million in the bank and the insurance, whatever that is, and stuff like that.
Yep.
But it's definitely, I mean, we're getting back even to Lewis Ferguson stuff there now again. The players that we've had under our nose and just let them walk away for it. And it's, again, another disaster. It's look at from Celtic's point of view, the scouting and stuff like that.
Yep.
And you can't make any excuses for it because it is just totally incompetent. That's all it is.
Not every player is got to be a bit daft. Not every player that's doing well in Scotland, the young player, is going to be like a Lewis Ferguson. There is one or two that's going to not hit the same heights. We can't go through every young player is going to be brilliant like that. But Lewis Ferguson was a stick-on for me. Him and Hickey were the two that I just didn't understand why we were signing and going for him. I remember speaking on the chat, the forum, I had mentioned Hickey and one of the boys like he's talking, saying he was rotten, he couldn't do this. Somebody else had piped up saying that they thought that he would end up moving into a kind of holding midfield role because he was good with both feet. But no, I think he's a cracking player, and I thought we should have signed him before he left. And then again, Lewis Ferguson, I think there was a few that said aye, and then you also get the few that didn't think it should happen or would happen because of his family ties. But I think he would have signed, no bother, if we'd offered the dough.
And again, it's not to say that it would be the player that he actually is the new, because he obviously playing in Natal, he's up to a gear, up to a level, but it's shown that he could have upped that level when it came to kind of Champions League. Do you know what I mean? He's been earlier in Italy and he's bossing it, so it shows you that he had that in him all along to take that step up to a Champions League level player. But I mean, if you're holding your own in Italy, you can play in the Champions League. Do you know what I mean?
Aye. But again, it comes down to the Scottish. We don't give players in Scotland the benefit of the doubt or the room to make any mistakes. It's the people are on their back straight away. And can you imagine we had signed Ferguson? There'd have been folk cracking up saying that what we thinking about, and he's shite, he's no good enough, and all the rest of it. I think you'll get that with most signings, or not most signings, with signings, but especially with the likes of him. And anything you're buying from Scotland, they all seem to think the players aren't good enough until they go away.
No, but
put it this way.
There is not just Scotland, but Jerry. I mean, it's just snobbery. I mean, it's like even going back to some of the signings we've had, like Kuhn and Palmer and that we've seen that they could do better. Right, I'm not saying that, but they're wrote off already. Do you get what I mean?
Yep.
That's there's not every time Palmer doesn't cross the ball right, it's going to be he's brutal, he's murder. Do you know what I mean? Every time Kuhn makes a mistake, he's a waste of $3 million, another project, another this and that. But see if players didn't make mistakes, they wouldn't be at Celtic.
No, that's correct. It's definitely spot on. But do you think, in hindsight, do you think the Jake McGinn was going to be as good as he was, or he is?
Aye. I think I like McGinn. I always thought he was going to be a top player. I mean, and see, even if he'd signed him back then, I doubt he'd still be at Celtic.
Aye, no, this is the thing. I've heard folks saying about the midfield. Would have been could have been McGinn, Ferguson, and McGregor, and what a midfield it would have been.
Or McTominay. I've seen that. I know.
But I just don't think, as you say, I don't think McGinn would have still been at it with us. If it's if what's maybes, I thought he was going to be. I didn't think he was as good as what he is. He's far better than I thought he would have been. But Ferguson, I'm not surprised at him. I'm not surprised at him at all. The same with the young boy Hickey. I don't think he's that young now, but the boy Hickey as well. And then it's just you're hoping the rest of these ones that we're under our nose that we've no bothered with. Who's the one? Doige, and I can't remember our boy for was it Hibs. We'll wait and see. We'll wait and see how they got on. But again, the same thing if we'd signed Shanklin or Majowski, there would have been folk lower the moon at that. Whereas I think come the summer, I don't think Majowski will be. I don't think we'll be able to sign him. I think he'll be a price range. Nah, I don't. I think there'll be too many teams in looking for him in the summer. I think we've missed the boat with him.
But
more realistic chance to get Shank Hill in summer. What's that? Sorry, mate?
Where would you see Majowski fitting into our squad for next summer?
He would, for me, he would
Kyogo
start before. Yeah?
Is Kyogo going to be our main man next year?
No. Nope. No chance. No chance.
See, I don't think so either.
Nah. See, we're going that 4-2-3-1. At best for me, Kyogo's playing in the 10 behind the striker, but I would have that big Majowski up front. I think he's got to be for what is he, 23, 24?
Aye, 24, I think he is.
I think he's a good all-rounder. He knows where the back. I mean, he's scored nearly 50 goals for a poor Aberdeen side. Good in the air, can hold the ball up well, he can shift. He's a good all-rounder. I would have him starting before Kyogo. Sorry to say, it might controversial, but that's my opinion. And the way we're playing and have been playing, he'd have suited us better than the way Kyogo's been playing. However, I've always said I think Kyogo's more of a 10 than he is a number 9.
San Fran Celtic, look at Evan Ferguson, signed for a League of Ireland. He'd been written off before he kicked a ball for Celtic. I've mentioned this as well, San Fran, before a couple of times, and it's like there shouldn't be a good player coming out of the League of Ireland that Celtic's not at least trying to sign. Just even what we're saying about in Scotland, Jerry, if there's good players in Scotland, we should be aware of that. We've got the money to get what I mean. Even if Rangers were in for him as well, we've got the money out to we want him.
Aye.
It's scandalous the amount of quality players like this young Evan Ferguson that are coming out of Ireland that Celtic don't seem to be having any. I mean, I've even got scouts in Ireland. I mean, when I said that to Mikey, just talking to him one day on the phone, I said that to Mikey about it. And Mikey says, we can't even scout Scotland right. So what chance have we got to get an Ireland right?
He's spot on. 100% spot on. And this is it. I mean, we said this before. I mean, we're playing against these teams in Scotland every week. So who's it is thinking, deeming these players aren't good enough to get in our squad and improve us? Surely, I mean, God forbid, before Rodgers went and signed Jack Hendry for his performance, he thought it was the performances he'd put in against us before. Comfortable on the ball and a decent centre half and all the rest of it. But so I wonder. I don't know who it is. It's scouting them. We'll need to wait and see. There was somebody else. Somebody else had asked us. Sorry, Mark. Before that, I can't even see it now. It was that they asked if we thought we would pay the money for Bernardo. Do you think we'll pay the $6 million for him? I do.
Aye, I do.
Aye. I think we would, There's that nightmare saying we bought Scott Allen. That was the weirdest signing yet.
Aye, that was an odd one.
That was just to keep him away from him, I think.
Evening, you'll never walk alone. Hail 67. Nice to see you, buddy.
Nice to see you. I think we'll sign Bernardo. I do. I think for the $6 million that we'll get him for, and then whatever the sell on we need to put on it, I think he'll be worth it. I think. He showed
that he's got a bit of class about him.
Aye, and as you said before, Mark, from play him in the Champions League games, shows that he was actually believing them, having that bit of quality. So I think we'll pay the money for him.
Especially as well if we lose Matt O'Reilly.
God forbid.
I don't think it'll depend on that. But I think if Matt O'Reilly goes in, it's a stick on it, we'll go for Bernardo.
Aye, definitely. No, I would like to. I've said it before. I'd like to keep that midfield together, especially for one more crack in Europe, and see how we got on. But I'm hoping that they win this league more straight into this Champions League. Do you tell me this? Do you think that's the formation we're going to be sticking with now?
Well, see, some people said it was 4-4-2 that he played.
Aye. I know every day that I spoke to before the game was saying it was a 4-4-2. It didn't look 4-4-2 to me. No,
I've said it before. For the signed Kyogo, I said I wanted to see him playing that number 10 role. And I've said it all along. For me, That's when we saw the best Brendan Rodgers. The last time he was here playing that formation, and I would like to see him get back to that. And again, if you can get a proper CDM in beside McGregor, that frees him to get forward and start dictating the play more. Do you know what I mean?
Yep. There's Nightmare saying we will play 4-2-3-1 in every game except against them. How about we play against them? Do you think we'll change it for them? 4-2-4?
4-2-4. Maybe get back to a 4-3-3 because it's a bit more defensive minded. Do you know what I mean? Sitting with the three M's in there.
Aye. No, I think we'll go to 4-2-3-1. Definitely the weekend, and I think it's for me the same team it started will be the same team it starts this weekend.
Aye, I think that as well.
Mm-hmm. Aye, I think so too. And then hopefully the game's well done and dusted, and you can maybe bring Taylor on, get him some minutes, and see if Awata can maybe get minutes. I don't know if Vickers will be in this squad, will he? Think it's too early.
No, he might be on the bench, maybe get a bit of game time. I'm sure he's back in training. I'm sure somebody said that in the chat early doors earlier on.
I think he is back.
I wouldn't see if it's any kind of risk. I wouldn't risk it.
Aye, definitely. Aye.
Do you know what I mean? If he's because it's obvious if Carter Vickers isn't back 100%, there's a chance he could just get injured again.
Yep. Here's Nightmare saying he would go 4-3-3 again with O'Reilly, Bernardo, McGregor. So he's agreeing with you. Aye, for the Huns game, I'm saying.
Aye, definitely. Aye, it's a bit more defensive minded. Do you know what I mean?
Aye, yep. And John Fitzsimmons, any striker we sign for next season has to be the main man. I agree with you there, mate. Definitely, 100%.
Aye, I totally agree with that. They've been saying that for months as well. Again, no offence to Kyogo, I just don't see him as an out-and-out striker, and especially in a Brendan Rodgers type of team. I know people say, he wasn't getting the service and stuff like that, but good strikers make their own chances and make their own luck. So it can't all be just down to always not been getting the service. I just don't think he's out. I mean, we keep saying this. The guy came out here for playing left winger in Japan. He was a left winger in Japan and came out here and played him as a striker.
That's why I think that big boy Majowski we've missed a trick with him because he makes his own chances. I know fair dues, Aberdeen won't be playing against packed halves and packed defences, but I still think he would have done us a turn.
Yes, San Fran, I'm shitting it for the Kelly game.
Nah, don't, mate. Honestly.
But come on, San Fran, get in. You're listening to Big Jerry, pure Mr. Positive tonight after weeks of being all depressed and that.
That's it.
He's bought into it. He knows that we win in this league.
That's it, mate. Email me and I'll give you the breathing techniques that Brian has sent us out today with Pilates and all the rest of it.
We're on Brian's lifestyle kick.
You'll be coming doing that cold water therapy, that me and Big Jabba. What a pair we've got. You'll love it. You'll enjoy it. But no, I think I agree. Bobby's right. We'll play two banks of five, Kelly. But we'll run them ragged. We will. Honestly, we'll beat them. We'll be back on here on Sunday night, and you'll be saying, "How did you predict that? We're going to hammer them." We will. Trust me. Kelly have good players. Our defence is there for the taking. Nah, we're fine, mate. Honestly, we'll win. We'll beat them. PMA, positive mental attitude. We'll be fine. First 10 minutes we might be in a bit of a game, but after that we'll stretch them.
But again, see, because it's at Celtic Park, I'm hopeful. I'm confident. I'm 1,000,000% confident we'll win. See, I'm always 1,000,000% confident we'll win. Even, do you know what I mean? Everything. But it's at home, crowd behind us, and that. Hope it's a good crowd and stuff, and get the place rocking. The team gets us a few goals, digs into the goal difference.
Aye, that's exactly that. The result.
while I'm on, just seen Bobby on the Discord going on about, but that's named joint tap. But they're no joint tap, because if the league finished today, we'd win it.
Aye. Ugh. Don't worry. I'm positive I'm shitting it. I was like that for a wee while, San Fran, but I don't know what's happened, if it's the naked yoga that Brian told me today, or these breathing techniques, or Big Marco's positivity. But no, I think we're going to motor away for him, mate. I really do. I think we'll win the league comfortable. I know we've only got 14 games to go, but we'll be fine. We've got a better squad, a better manager, and we've been over it. Their bottle's going to go. They'll crack.
I mean,
Somebody's going to record this and
went
send
through a
it to me at
slump.
the end of the season, and if this goes tits up.
But I mean, we went through a slump. We dropped a few points to caught up with and stuff like that. But I mean, what is it we're at now? Is it one draw and 8 wins in the last 9 games or something like that?
Aye.
And we're playing poor. They've no hurt their poor form yet under Baldermock.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? They're grinding out results, and they can't get any better, because that's what they've done under Beale. That's what they've just kept doing that. They're grinding out results against the poorer teams in the league.
Aye.
You know what I mean? They're no running them up. They're no battering teams. I mean, if you listen to them all, to what you're saying, Jerry, it'll be 4-0, it'll be 7-0 tonight.
Uh-huh.
And
it's
it never works out like that. They win everything to the actual ball gets kicked.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
That's
if it's on the internet, they win every trophy, they win every. But see, when the actual football gets played, it doesn't work out right for them.
We've yet to win that pre-season cup that they've always won.
Aye.
So no, it's fine. We'll be fine. And Chilpall, you're right. McInnes will take great pleasure in doing us over, but we'll take even more, taking points off him, ramming a few goals past him. Don't worry, mate. We will. We'll pump them.
There you go. Put a bet on, mate, and if it doesn't come up, I'll get you in touch with Jabber and Jerry, and he can reimburse you for
get
it.
in touch with Jabber, aye.
Aye. There you go, lad. Big Jerry's covering all your bets for the game on Saturday. The Lucy's will sure he's up for it.
Aye, not a problem. So no, I think somebody else should pick. He would take one. Chilpall, I know we need goals, but I'll take a 1-0 right now. Agreed, mate. The result comes first and foremost, but I think we'll fire a few past him. I wouldn't worry about it, mate. I wouldn't worry about it.
And I keep saying it as well. This is the time, get the players to step up to the plate, step up to the mark. You know what I mean? All the palaver about, they could be top come Valentine's Day because of games and on and all that. It didn't work out the way they wanted. So now it's up to Celtic players to get out there on Saturday and put everything they've got into getting as many goals as they can and put more pressure on them for Sunday. Because if you get there, see if you could get there and win, say 4-0, that would, they've got to get there on Sunday and win, but at least trying to get the same, like 3 or 4-0 kind of thing. They're always for the next, is the next 2 weekends they're chasing us.
Yep.
We've got to make sure that we win the 2 games and score as many goals as we can. It's time for the players to step up and put in the work to get this league title in the bag. Because I keep saying it, we moan about the signings, we can moan about Mark Lawwell, Daddy Lawwell, whatever. When it comes to it on the park, it's down to the players on the park. And a lot of the times this season, it's them that have let me down.
Yep.
Their performances have let me down.
Definitely, mate. You've hit the nail on the head, 100%. And our players will be well drilled. They know what they need to do. They're no daft. They know that this league's in their hands. It's up to them to show and to prove to themselves, the fans, the club, that they want to win this league and they're capable of doing the job. And they're going to do it. So Rodgers will have them well drilled. They know what they want to do. McGregor will have them all fired up. We know we need to win, and we need to win with a few goals. But again, if we win them just by 1 goal, fine, fair dues, I'll take it. Because again, it's the league's still in our hands. It's up to us. They've got to beat us.
I heard Bobby saying they play before us next weekend. I thought there was 2 weekends before that happened, Bobby. Sorry about that.
Trust me, they're irrelevant, mate. Don't worry about it. And Chilpil, mate, I totally agree with you, buddy. We should never have been in this position. It should have been much more comfortable. And I couldn't agree more, bud. It should be. And that's what I said at the start of the show. We're all kind of happy with the result last night. And it's a bit cringy celebrating that they never got another goal, considering the fact that we were 7 points ahead. It's shite, but it is what it is now. There's no point crying out of spilt milk. It's still in our hands. We've got a wee bit of belief. We've got the better players, better manager, better fans, better everything. So it's up to the players now.
That's it. It's up to we know that we know the quality of the players we've got. We know how good they can be. We just need the players to actually show that now.
Aye, that's it. And I think they've been over the course, and I think, as I say, I think their bottle will crash. Anytime they've been asked to step up so far, they've shit themselves. So I think their bottle will go, and I still think we'll win this league. I was going to say 7 points, but no, I better not. I'm not going to jinx us. We'll win this league, mate, and I think we'll win it by a few points. That's all I'll say.
Well,
I know somebody's going to record this and send me like jabber at the end of the season. I've made a rip roaring after this.
There's 2 derbies to go, but
aye, okay, no, we'll win it. We'll win them. We'll win them.
Exactly. So they're your 6 points right away.
Yep. So no, we're fine, mate. We'll be fine. We'll be okay. I think I'm hoping the VAR steps in, Jerry. Wally, I'm hoping that we've went through a wee blip, because it does happen. It's not going to be plain sailing the full season. So I'm hoping that we've had a wee blip, a wee sticky patch, and we're through it. After that, I'm not going. Last week's result was a big result, but wasn't a great performance. But I'll take it, and I think it's a step in the right direction, and that's given me a wee bit of more positivity, if that's correct, for this game. So we'll wait and see what happens.
The Hibs win was massive. Beating Hibs.
Aye, definitely. Aye, it's a totally different ball game, mate, if we've not got the points. But we did, and then we went and beat St Mirren and also take that.
Take that and party.
Aye, that's it. No, we'll be fine. We'll be fine, mate. Take that. And
I've been telling you that for weeks.
Aye, I know, but it's not rubbing off now. No, I think I'm telling you, look, Mark, we're going to be fine. I've told you from the beginning. So now, as I said to you last night, I don't know what it is. I'm a lot more confident now. So just wait and see. So you start with that same team that started the last game, mate?
Aye.
Yep.
I don't know whether, maybe he'll change. I think Maeda will start.
Yep.
But maybe he'll change the other winger. You know what I mean? It maybe something like that. But apart from that, I think it'll be the same starting team.
Aye. No, I think he'll go with the same starting team. The same 11 will start, I think. And as I say, this will be Joe's Big Joe's last season as definitely as a Celtic player. I think he's going to maybe end up down south, maybe at Shrewsbury again where he started. So he's going to have the bit between his teeth as well. And his performances in the last 2 or 3 games anyway have been fantastic. So aye, good on him, mate. He'll know this is his last chance of winning silverware.
I've given him a wee bit of stick this season, but some of his saves in that in the last couple of games, aye, fair play to Joe Hart for that.
Long may it continue. For the rest of the time he's here anyway. But no, I think we'll go with that starting 11, and then hopefully once we're 3 or 4-0 up after an hour, we can get Taylor and Awata and maybe Vickers, get on the 3 of them on, get some minutes.
I think Awata could be an important player for us going forward.
Going forward as in the rest of this season, or going forward as in seasons to come?
Just no, even just for the next couple of months, when maybe we're sitting at 2-0 up, maybe under a wee bit of pressure, bring on Awata to soak up, but like we used to do with Beaton.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Bring him on to soak up that kind of pressure in the centre of midfield. Somebody like that.
Yep. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Alata, and I think he needs a run of games. But then again, it's who you leave out of that team to accommodate him.
Just even before we go, just again, we keep having to bring it up, man. I wish we didn't need to talk about it. What about Abada? Think he's got any future at Celtic now?
Nah.
It's looking more and more likely that he'll be off in the summer.
Aye, get rid of him, get shot of him. They don't need. He's been a good servant to us.
Is it worth the hassle, the grief?
Nah.
That's why I was looking at it the other night.
See
that stuff with Rodgers, his head's no right and stuff like that. This isn't worth Celtic. This isn't Celtic's problem to have to deal with.
It's not worth it for him, and it's not worth it for us. Celtic need to take the money for the boy and thank him for everything he's done. He's been a good player for us, but he's got to think his own well-being with the nut jobs that. I mean, look at that crackpot with Israeli FA, and he's got to think his family as well. He's only a young man, so his mum and dad and if he brothers and sisters or whatnot over there. He's got to think of them. They'll be getting. You don't know who's in his ear, but I'm pretty certain they'll be getting messages for people back home.
It's become a bit of a political pawn,
exactly.
which isn't fair on him. As you said, he's only a young guy. A young boy, just
so Celtic have got to.
He'll be pickled with it all and stuff like that.
And I'm pretty certain Celtic. You've got to have a bit of understanding here. The guy, for everything that's happening, he's stuck in a hard place. He can't go near that Green Brigade. Can you imagine if we've said there's a picture of him with that Green Brigade, any of the banners behind him, and he's back home? He would get help. I think he would get dogs abuse, and he's got to think his family's safety and all the rest of it and their well-being as well. So no, it's
even I know devil's advocate a bit, but even look at it from the other side as well. But Jerry, there's Russian players playing football, there's Ukrainian players playing football. Look at Africa. Look at the amount of wars, whatever you want to call it, they go on in Africa every day and stuff like that. And there are African players who are the world playing football, no getting this kind of attention and coming out with, my head's no right for this stuff and all that. It's a situation, it's growing legs, it's kind of media driven.
Yep.
And I'm not for once I'm not probably blaming the Scottish media for it, because I think it's bigger than the Scottish media. I think it's more an international kind of incident, whatever you want to call it. But I think it's just best for all parties concerned that if we get Celtic in the summer and moved on.
Yep. Do you think Celtic could have handled out and better with it all? Do you think we could have done more?
No, I don't think so.
No.
Again, why should they?
I thought they should have drawn attention to that numpty for the Israeli FA or the manager or whoever. Oh,
right, aye, stuff like that. Aye, they should have come out. When they were calling the club anti-Semitic and stuff like that. Oh, aye, stuff like that. They should have come out and made statements.
I think we should have. I think we should have dealt with that.
No natural treatment of Abada, no.
No. Oh, no. I couldn't say that. No, mate. Definitely no. I think. Regardless of what we think of Rodgers and Lawwell and all that, I think they definitely would have done their best for him. For Abada.
Peter Lawwell's doing that. We know that stuff with Neil Lennon was going on. I mean, the money was no object and security and stuff like that. So
you've seen it. You've heard the way Brown spoke about him and all when the circumstances with his sister and everything on with his sister things. And no, so I definitely think the player's well-being he'd have been spot on, first class. There'd be no denying the guy that he'd have looked right out for them. But I think we should have maybe come out and at least done or said something about that clown coming out saying that, because that's added fuel to the fire for that Abada as well. But him coming out and saying the anti-Semitic stuff about the club, and the club's not even opened their mouth or uttered a word about it, so that's not going to help matters for him either.
But even at that, I mean, maybe I feel like if that came out and beat on the still at Celtic, Would Beaton have accepted that?
See, that's the thing.
Somebody calling Celtic anti-Semitic. Do you think Beaton would have accepted? I think Beaton would have come out and spoke out against that. Just saying, I've been at this club for years and stuff and that, but
aye, you'd have liked to have think so, because you say, how long was he there? 9 years, Beaton?
Aye, he was there. Aye.
And you're not going to.
Chilpal Beaton. Aye, he's kind of stirring it up. Aye.
But yeah. And you're not going to spend your 9 years at a club that's anti-Semitic.
Chilpal saying the relationship between Abada and the Green Brigade is irreversible. I don't think it's the club or his teammates. It's nothing to do with the Green Brigade. I mean, that is one thing, right? And I've said this all along. It's not just the Green Brigade out the Celtic support that support Palestine or have Palestinian flags at games and stuff like that. You can't just accuse the Green Brigade of that kind of means as if you're kind of saying, Chilpal, it's the Green Brigade that are forcing Abada out of the club, and that's not the case. That's not the case at all. I mean, he's not. There's been the odd one online that's been a bit of an arsehole and stuff like that. But I mean, even guys on the chat say, "Oh, it's just done. Get him out of the club. Shouldn't be playing for us again and stuff like that." But actual abuse. He's not done any much abuse after any supporters in the ground. He gets cheered any time he came on and stuff like that. And probably that was the only reason why he was getting cheered as much, was to show that the majority of support was backing him. So I don't think you can land this on the Green Brigade. I really don't.
No, I agree with what you're saying, but I can
longer
see
legs in that.
I can agree with what you're saying, mate. And we've all heard them getting roared onto the park and all the rest of it. And we were hoping once he gets on the park and gets this out the way, we could maybe move on. But I can see, I've heard it before myself, other people saying, admittedly, that I don't think they're Celtic fans, that it's the Green Brigade this, the Green Brigade that, because of their stance on Palestine. But as you've said, it's no the Green Brigade. The club's no actually, I don't think the club have coated themselves in glory over this whole fiasco, to be honest. And this isn't something that the Green Brigade's kind of views and stance isn't something that's just happened this season. It's something it's been their views for a number of years.
You go on Twitter, Jerry, and you'll see it's not just Celtic fans that are supporting Palestine. I mean,
no, I know that, mate. No, I know that.
I mean, I'll tell you, Abada. I've seen somebody saying, "Oh, he could move to Turkey." But it would be worse for him in Turkey. He would be abused in Turkey. So I mean, did they not ban a player for putting out a pro-Israel message or something like that in Turkey? Turkey's a majority Muslim country, isn't it? So they're not on the Israeli side of this argument.
Aye.
You know what I mean?
It's an absolute shit show.
Across the continent, and as I said, I was surprised that there wasn't a big bid, even if it was a kind of dodgy government-funded deal for Israel to take Abada home in January there. I really was. Just to get the lad out the firing line. Because this kind of thing, this is the type of thing that will hang over him everywhere he goes now. This is coming to kind of the James McLean type of level of, what's the word? Focus. Focus. Do you get what I mean?
Yep.
Anytime this is getting mentioned when it's to do with sport, Abada's name's getting brought into it.
Yep. The Chilpal's saying about I think Abada will go back to Israel. I think that's where he'll go next. I think that's where his next move will be. But the Green Brigade weren't they just the ones that were handing out the flags, mate? I know plenty that took their own flags. They had nothing. They've got nothing to do with the Green Brigade at all. Even
the boys group, they'd have had them out.
Aye.
Plus the individual wee cliques. I knew guys that took them in that. Do you know what I mean? They had pictures on their Facebook pages.
The thing is, if the club put out an email, obviously telling you not to be bringing them, and I think it made people more determined to bring them as well.
And again, Celtic should have fought that.
Yep.
But it would be all right if they turned up with Ukraine flags.
Oh, aye. Or taking.
You know what I mean? You're flying a flag in another country, but why is that offending people? That's the thing about it. You want to keep politics out of football, keep it out, but it's got to be all politics. There can be no right or wrong, because that will just really come down to opinions.
Yep, definitely. I agree with you, mate.
It really is. It's a bit of a grey area with a lot of Celtic fans, but I'm a great believer in free speech. You know what I mean? As long as you're no harming it. Guys waving Palestinian flags aren't harming anybody. If people are offended with somebody waving a flag, well, that's your problem.
Definitely.
Do you know what I mean?
Aye, no, I agree with you. Unless it's the butcher's apron, that starts pissing me off.
Aye, but even they've got a right to wave that.
They've not got the right
If you
to
if you want to be fair about this kind of stuff, you've got to even like. I'm not talking about orange walks and stuff like that, but it's like it would be like Rangers going to play somewhere and they were told, "Oh, you're not allowed to wave the Union Jack." We'd find it funny in that, but when you sit there and think about it as if you sat there and thought about it as an adult, you would think that's no fucking fair, wouldn't you?
But it'd be fucking hilarious.
Aye, no, it would
night,
be
night,
hilarious.
Liam, all the best. Hail, mate.
Oh, good night, Liam. Cheers for joining us. But do you get what I mean? It just, it's funny in that, but you've still, they're only waving a flag. Whether you hate the flag or not, they're still like taking a flag that they wave every week.
Yep. Chill, Paul. I agree with you, buddy. We'll never fix the problem there in the Middle East. Get behind the Celts. Couldn't agree more, mate.
Aye. That's all that matters.
Exactly.
Right, okay, we'll call that a night then.
That was. You haven't won us when we next back on. You need me.
Sunday again.
Sunday sound for me.
Good man.
Right. Hail, everybody, and thanks for listening. Mark, thanks for having me. All the best.
Right, Jerry, good night,
Take
bud.
care, guys. God
Good
bless.
night. Right, thanks everybody who joined in. Really appreciate everybody that listens to us live and gets involved in the live chat. 40 odd people in the night. Remember, hit the like button if you know how. Leave a comment. And listen back to us on YouTube. You can catch us on Spotify and that. The link to everything like that's in the description box below. So we'll catch you on Sunday night again, lads. Hail, good night, and God bless.